Hey, how's it going? I'm Chris with PearsonCopy.com, and I'm here to help your brand to make more sales with emails. As part of my 100 emails in 100 days breakdown challenge, I'm breaking down an email today from a brand called Munchkin's Melts. This is a luxury candle and home fragrance brand. So they sell candles, they sell accessories for candles and other fragrance items. I came across this brand doing research for another client of mine, and I thought that with their website copy, the products they offered, I thought they were pretty interesting. So I thought I'd sign up for the email list and see how their emails, what they look like, and see if I can pull some insights out for you. So with that being said, this is a welcome email. So this is the first email I got from them at the time of this recording. By the time you watch this, they may have updated their welcome email. So keep that in mind if you do go sign up to check this out on your own. And so with that, I'll go ahead and dive in and start breaking down this email and pulling some insights out for you. So the main piece here, their subject line is thanks for signing up. So this is, again, this is one of the standard things brands do. They say, hey, welcome to family. Thanks for signing up. Here's the thing that you signed up for. I think this is pretty good. However, with their brand Munchkin's Melts, with the candles, luxury candles, and the fragrances, I think that they could do a little bit more here to make this experience a little more unique for their customers on the first email. I think that they could do something different than thanks for signing up or welcome to the family. They could say something about their backstory. They could say something about their ideal customer. They are luxury candles, so their customer target audience or their customer ideal customer is very specific. They're willing to spend 60, 70, 80, 100, $150 on a candle, maybe more. So something, quality over quantity, luxury over common items, the type of fragrance. Maybe there's something about the candles that are different than anything else in the industry. So they could talk about that too. So welcome emails don't have to be just, hey, welcome to the family. They can be something more like a brand origin story or a creation story. We do need to try and open as many doors as we can with our welcome series to create connections with our customers, emotional connections. And those doors typically look like stories, rants, raves, opinions, cautionary tales, problem solution emails, things like that. And that gives the customer a little bit more rounded view of the brand, and it gives them opportunities to connect with it. So thanks for signing up. I think it's a decent go for the first one, but I would test into other types of subject lines. The from name and from email address, Munchkin Melts at info. Munchkin Melts is the brand name. Info at kinandcocollective.com. So something that kind of got my kind of confused me a little bit is this is Munchkin's Melts, but the domain name here they're using for email is totally different than what they use for I think it's munchkinmelts.com. Munchkinsmelts.com, but they use a totally different domain name for their emails. This can be a little confusing for people. So if they say that I'm looking at Munchkin's Melts, but I see Kin and Co Collective, they may not know what that connection is. If they just looked at your site for the first or second time, they sign up because of a discount code or because they want to join, and they don't really know what's going on here, that could confuse them and say, oh, am I in the wrong place? That confusion is going to cause them not to buy, or they might unsubscribe, they might delete, they might ignore your emails for a while. Yes, it is just a domain name, but that can cause a little just minor signal in the brain that says, hey, this is not the right place, or there's a contrast or a disconnect here that we don't trust. So that's something that I would sincerely consider suggesting is make this munchkinsmelts.com as a domain name if you can. If you have deliverability issues or things like that, then get that fixed because this can cause some confusion. Otherwise, the framework and the format of this is pretty standard, pretty straightforward. I think it works. Brand name and then your info at brandname.com. So next few elements here in the email. First thing we see is the brand logo. It has the B here, and it says since 2021, it looks like. I can't really tell. I have to zoom in later, but it's in the 2021, it looks like. So a pretty new brand. If you're looking for like credibility or more of like a status angle, saying since 2021, if that's what that date is, it looks like that doesn't tell me a whole lot about age. So like since 1985 or since 1898 or something, that's a big deal because it's over 100 years, right? So unless you've got established in, that's fine, but since, etc., it could hurt you for the first couple of years, maybe first decade, is to use that because there isn't a whole lot of, when you say reverence for companies that have been around for a very short period of time. But if they've been around for 30, 40, 50 plus years, that's a big deal. They've gone through a lot. So that's something I would consider here with the brand. Just to make note, I'm not a brand expert, but I do help with sales and persuasion, things like that. So this right here could cause some friction for the customer. Like they've only been around for 2 years. At the time of this video, it's 2022. So they've only been around for a year, maybe a year and a half, at max 2 years. I don't know if I can trust this. They're a new company. Are they going to actually be able to fulfill the order that I make? So this right here, I would reconsider the brand logo. After a decade, if you've been in business, yes, absolutely do this and say, hey, we've been in business for more than a decade. We know what we're doing and we're going to fulfill your order. So at different stages of business, this type of angle, this type of concept, can work when it comes to like established in or since a certain date. Otherwise, I think the height and the size of this is great. It doesn't take up too much room. It's not intrusive. People can see that and say, yep, I'm in the right place, and keep moving. The next element here is the Shop Now button. So we haven't really been introduced to any items or products yet, or even the brand itself. So asking somebody to shop now before they even get introduced to the products or the items could be a little early. So I would say remove this button or put it down at the bottom with some suggested products. I do see that you're using Klaviyo, so you can pull in a suggested product feed at the bottom and put shop now down there. So the main thing with the welcome email is get them into the copy and the message as soon as possible so that you can create a relationship, let them know what to expect, tell them why it's a benefit for them to be on your list and buying your products, and then ask them to shop. So we want to give, and then reciprocate with an ask to buy. So this right here, I think is a little early. It looks like it might be a part of an attempt to make a menu. That's totally fine, but I would say just remove that and move it at the bottom with a product feed. Next is the image here. It says welcome ad. So this is pretty cute when it comes to it. This image, outside of saying welcome, doesn't really do a whole lot. It is interesting. It's just more stuff to scroll past to get to the sales message or the message of the message of the email. So I would consider maybe making this a branded image. If it is, I apologize for not knowing that you guys sell mats or plants or things like that. If it's not, then I would say remove it or test it or change it into a branded image that actually shows the product being used. So a candle burning or an accessory being used on a candle, something like that, just to cement in the customer's mind that you're a brand and you actually use your products to do photography. So that's something I would suggest with this image, or 3 things that you could do with it. Next piece, this is basically the copy of the email. So thanks for signing up. That's pretty standard. That was the subject line. So just repeating that, making sure people know they're in the right place. Hi there, pretty casual and conversational. I like it. Thank you for signing up to receive emails from us. We only send the good stuff, new products, discounts, and sales. We're so glad you're here, and we hope you are too. So 2 things here. First thing, the good stuff. What does that mean? And the Munchkin Smelts says new products, discounts, and sales. So those aren't the only things that are good. So this is something to keep in mind with your own brand is if the only time you email your list is when you have a new product, a discount, or a sale, that's the only time they're going to buy. And eventually it'll burn out your list because the only reason you ask for their attention is to actually create a transaction, not a relationship. So this is something to keep in mind is if you're using your email list just for discount sales and new products, you're probably going to have low open rates. You're probably going to have low click rates. You will get sales, I think, for the most part, but they're not going to be as high as if you were to spend the time to build a relationship with your customers and actually like have an emotional connection with them, right? And earn their trust. So yes, the latter option does take more time and it does take more effort, but the long-term benefits, the opportunity cost there is huge because if you're not making as many sales up front because you're building relationships, but on the back end, your customers are spending, $500,000, $1,500 a year with you. That's a huge payoff. When it comes to having a list of 5, 10, 15, 20, 50,000 people, that's a big deal. So that's something I would say caution to is just discounts and sales isn't enough to keep your list alive. And it also puts pressure on your front end with Facebook ads, organic, social, things like that. Is you have to fight the churn rate of your email list because they're leaving faster than, or they could be leaving faster than you can grow your list. If you keep growing your list, you probably never hit 0. But it's going to put a lot of pressure on your front end ads, on your social, on your organic to actually grow your list as opposed to keeping customers for longer on your list, which means you don't have to be as stressed or as push as hard to grow your list because your customers are staying on your list and they're buying. So that's something over, anywhere from 6 to 12 to 18 months that can happen when somebody joins. If all you're sending is discounts and sales, within 18 months they're going to leave, as opposed to if you're building relationships, they're going to stick around for 3, 4, 5, 10 years even. And that's a trade-off is you can get some sales now or you can get a bunch of sales later. And that's what you have to decide when it comes to email. Do you want to play the churn and burn game up front and try to get as many sales as you can before they leave? Or do you want to put in the effort to keep them around for as long as possible and just that relationship is going to last longer, which means that sales are going to happen over time and you're going to actually have a higher customer lifetime value, which means you're going to make more money, but it's going to take a little bit longer. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you're building relationships, it's going to take longer, but that's typically the expectation you should set with yourself. So just with these, 3 lines of copy here, those are some of the insights that I'm pulling from it. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then one more thing. So we're so glad you're here, and we hope you are too. So instead of hoping that you're glad they're here, or hoping that they are glad you're here, create some kind of curiosity or desire. Like channel that desire into your products and brand. So like tell your story, connect with them emotionally, talk about their problem, talk about the solution to that problem, and then offer them. Like instead of hoping that they're excited, get them excited, right? So you're creating products and you're selling to the market. Like you obviously believe in your products, you think they're the best on the market. So let's transfer some of that energy to the customer through your copy and what you're doing with your email, so that they feel that, so the customers feel excited to be here, as opposed to you asking them to feel excited. It's like me going up and saying, hey, you should care about the Los Angeles Dodgers because they're the best baseball team on the planet. And somebody who doesn't watch baseball, or anybody really, even if they like baseball, they're going to say, well, why should I care? And that's the question. Or, why does that matter? Why should I care? That's the question you should answer with this, is like, instead of saying, we hope you're excited to be here, say, this is why you should be excited. So you can actually transfer that energy to them, and then channel their desire into buying your product because of that. So that's something else too, is instead of telling somebody something, show them and let them get excited about it. And then finally, the last pieces of this are the sign off, your footer information, your socials, which you don't necessarily need in this email. They're fine to be there. They don't hurt anything, but I would say remove them. And then your Klaviyo, which this typically means you're on a free account. So I would hurry up and get onto the paid tier so you can remove this. Customers who are not running their own brand, who aren't email marketing, who aren't marketing in general, who don't sell, they probably don't know what Klaviyo is. So having that there may confuse them. If they scroll down and click on social and they click on this and go to a email marketing site, it's going to cause a disconnect between your brand and what they expect. So if they click on this, they're like, what is Klaviyo? I don't know what this is. They see an email marketing platform, they're going to say, oh, okay. And it might click, but it's just something you can remove by just paying for that first tier anyway. So yeah, a few insights here for this email. The first one, I would say remove the shop now and shrink this section up top, get to the copy first. The second one would be, with this copy, instead of telling people, show them what they should be excited about and transfer that energy to them with your copy. And then finally, make sure and get the first pay tier of Klaviyo so you can get rid of this free box at the bottom here, so people aren't getting confused if they click on it. So yeah, that's a breakdown here of Munchkin Melt's email. I hope this helped, and I hope you can take these insights back to your brand and make more sales with email. In the meantime, if you want to see more videos like this of my 100 emails, 100 days breakdown challenge, it's over on my YouTube channel, so go check those videos out. And if you get results with some of the insights that I've shared, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about how that worked. I want to hear about your success, and I want to be able to share that with other people. So email me, send me a message on my website, let me know, and we'll get in contact and talk about it. So with that being said, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good one.